You do good work. Deep down, you know you do. But it still never feels like enough. You've probably searched imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome kind of fits, but it's not quite the full story. It took me 2 years to realize I had been living in a complete mismatch about how my work was being perceived by the outside and how I felt about it every single day. And once I saw the mechanism, I couldn't unsee it. I was fairly new in the role, and I did the engineering drawings that I regularly had to hand over to the installation guys downstairs in the workshop. And the guys down there had a rough tone. I heard them tear into people for making stupid mistakes, and I always thought I'd be the next one for sure. So I made sure to involve them early and to always double check my work, and also to admit the areas where I clearly knew they would know better. And those extra steps actually helped me get better at work. But still, every single time I walked down there, I carried fear. So one night at a business event, I had a last drink with a colleague of mine who I knew from those early days. That night, I admitted to him how I felt every time I walked there to hand my drawings. And his reaction was, it was mind-blowing, it still is. He told me that every single one of those guys deeply respected me. At some point, they trusted my work completely, and they were sure it had everything, and it was accurate and was exactly what they needed. But I didn't know. 2 years, this is how long the mismatch lasted before I found out. It's still crazy. And the irony behind that, the signal was always clear. I was just missing the return channel to hear it. That wasn't really an imposter syndrome story. It was a missing return channel story. The signal, my actual work, was going out clean the whole time. And it was received by the room in a clean way, without distortion. But I had no reliable way for that information to come back to me. Instead, I listened to my own voice, the voice that was full of judgment, the voice that could see every flaw, and the voice that always knew what could have been better. So I measured against that voice. And of course that was harsher than reality, but I truly didn't know. I had no idea. It's like hearing your voice through bone conduction instead of a recording. You sound strange to yourself. Something feels off. It's not quite right. Because you've never heard what everyone else has always heard. The recording isn't wrong. It's just like you hear for the first time what they've always knew. You're the worst judge of your own work. Because you're the only judge. The fear isn't necessary at all. But what you do because of it isn't wasted either. So the signal didn't need fixing. My work didn't get better suddenly overnight. I just finally received what had always been sent. Think about the feedback that might already be out there. The respect, the trust, the this is exactly right. That you simply haven't heard yet because the return channel was missing. You've probably had moments like this already. Glimpses where someone showed you they trusted your work more than you trusted yourself. The moment you see the mechanism, that you've been mostly running on internal signal and filling in the blanks with your own harshest standards, everything shifts. Not because you need to believe in yourself more, but because you realize that the signal was cleaner than you ever knew. If this named something you've been carrying, I'd love to know. Please drop a comment. And if you want more of this, Connectively is where I explore it. I'll see you there.